Hi, it's Jeanette here from my home studio in the UK for Forest Ceramics, and I have a really teeny tiny kiln opening for you. It is in Bella, my little kiln. Blaze is firing behind me and he's on a bisque and he's giving out some heat. So it's raining outside, and at first when I came in, it was nice and warm, but now I'm getting a bit hot. So I'll only be in here for this short kiln opening for about 10 minutes. I'm trying to fire some pieces so that I'm able to do a lustre firing. So a lot of these are going to have gold lustre on, but a couple of tests in here as well. However, before I get into that, I've got a little secret to share with you. Shh, don't tell anybody. So according to Carol at Mim Loves K and Nat from Mud Magic, they've joked, don't ask me why, that I'm the fairy godmother of us women potters and I just need wings and a wand. Now, that playful idea sparked a challenge from Nat to spread some mud magic across the pottery community. Now, I don't want to disappoint her, and I've given it some thought. And we're hoping to start a little trend and sprinkle some mud magic across the globe. Now, this is going to be the only explanation you're going to get. Going forwards, it's going to be a case of, if you know, you know. Now, the heart of our pottery community is through its connections and our celebrations through clay. So let's see if we can create a little bit of magic and share and spread that love. Now, this challenge, hashtag Pass the Mud Magic Challenge, is not just a challenge. It's a little bit more a chain of generosity, one kiln opening at a time. Now, it's a fun, light-hearted way to highlight channels that maybe our subscribers have yet to discover, small or large, and helping them grow. So I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret. So look out for the magic wand emoji in the title of videos to see if you can spot where a bit of the mud magic has been sprinkled, or the hashtag Pass the Mud Magic on. Now, keep an eye out later in this video to see where I sprinkle my mud magic today. So back to the kiln opening. Okay, so let's open up. I've got a few tests in here. I'm doing a paint your own pottery for the local school for their Christmas fete, and I've got a few samples to show them and some Christmas trees. Oh, that's nice. That's as I expected. Lovely, lovely. So on the top, I've got some indicator hearts of some new glazes that I bought when we went on our spending spree to pot clays. Let me get them out for you. So this is what I put on my glaze bottle. So we have got Spanish moss from Spectrum. I thought that was going to be green, being moss, but it's a beautiful colour. This is Lucy at West 2 Ceramics told me to get this one, and I love it. It's textured mulberry. So on this side, I've always got 3 coats, and that side is 2 coats. So on that one, I can't see any difference between 2 and 3 coats. And again, on the Spanish moss, no difference between 2 and 3 coats. This is nice. Spectrum papaya, again, no difference between 2 and 3 coats, so you can get away with 2 coats. Ooh, tapenade. Again, Spectrum, no difference between 2 and 3. This one I can see a little bit of a difference. So this is Glacier. This is Amico, isn't it? I think 3 coats is needed there. It's a lovely colour. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, that is Mako's Sparkle Black Engobe. And I did as the girls suggested and buffed it with my finger to highlight some of the sprinkles. And less than I thought it would be, but it's quite nice. I like the finish on it. It feels lovely. I didn't realise you could use it on greenware as well as bisque. So that was interesting. Definitely need 3 coats of this one. This is Emerald Falls. That's Amico, isn't it? Yeah. Definitely need 3 coats of this one, really. It's ginger. Well, not definitely. It depends what look you're going for. That's nice. This doesn't look any different at all, but I like it. Tiger's Eye from Spectrum. And I think this was from Kay at Mud Souls Pottery. Mako's Enchanted Forest. 2 and 3 coats. I can't see any difference. I like that. Woo! Okay. Pleased with those. I'll get those on my glaze bottles, and then I'm going to start playing with some combinations. Right, let me move those. Now, I'm going to a Christmas fair for my granddaughter's school, and I'm going to do my own stall and a bit of paint your own pottery, but just some simple decorations, and I'm going to use tape resist. So I found masking tape in a really thin width, and I'm going to have some pre-packaged up little pots of paint, and I'll already have put the tape on because they're going to be age 4 and upwards. I'll already put the tape on, give them a selection of colours, and they'll paint on, and then they can literally write their name on the back with a Sharpie, and I'll go over it with an underglaze pen. So it could be quite a nice gift. I'll put some tags on them and some cellophane. That's quite pretty. One of my Paisley underglaze indicator hearts. So this is the brown. 3 coats on this side, 2 coats on this side, no difference at all. Clear gloss on the bottom, no gloss on the top. Nice. And you'll have seen me possibly making these. So these are using my Hartley & Noble drape moulds, and I'm trying to remember what I put on. Soft white, I think it was, or was it pearl white? I'll have to put it in the description. I haven't got my notes with me. But my idea is that the baubles are going to have gold lustre on them. So on my market table at the fairs, I'm going to have Christmassy colours, and then I'm going to have all my neutrals and rustics. So this is obviously in my rustics section. I like that. Okay, let's get this kiln shelf off. I've only got 3 shelves. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, really simple. Another one of the trees. So they should stack. So on the back, I've got little feet on the back of them, and they should stack. They've come out lovely. And I've got a little baby one that fits in as well. My kiln wash has just come off the back. I like that. They should be lovely when they've got the gold lustre on. I'm pleased at how they have come out. Very nice. I wanted the clay to grin through. I didn't want it to be a solid colour. And I think that's beautiful. I like that personally. Very nice. 3 more decorations for the paint your own pottery. So I did a little Christmas tree, but this sort of shape rather than your standard shape. And added the tape on, speckled, jaded, I think that is. So quite simple for the children to do. This one's maybe a little bit more tricky for them. So maybe this will be for the slightly older children because they've got to do their own baubles. But just simple, pretty. So it's being held after school. So school finishes at 3:20, so it's in the evening. And they've got a meeting this week, but they might be asking if I take part in the Meet Santa experience, and I get tagged on as part of the experience when you go to see Santa, that they make a decoration, which that would be lovely. So I'm trying to make these to show them the sort of thing that we'd be doing. I'll be doing it either way, as part of Meet Santa or on my own. I like that one. And again, they can put their name on the back with a Sharpie. Oh, this is nice as well. So simple with the masking tape, because for the children, it doesn't matter if they go over the lines by the time they peel off the tape afterwards, which, as we know, that's a satisfying bit. It doesn't really matter if they go over the lines because you're going to get that sharp line where the masking tape was. And I haven't put any clear gloss on, so these are just all stroke and coats. So I'm trying to keep the cost down, so I don't need to do a clear gloss over the top of them. And the fair's on a Friday, and I'll get it back to the school to all the kids through their classes on the Monday. So that'd be quite nice. Whew, I'm hot. Okay, let's get the last shelf off. They say there's a little bit of magic in every kiln, and Nat from Mud Magic has set me a challenge. So I'm here with my wand, aka my sponge on a stick that my late dad made me, and I am going to sprinkle some Mud Magic onto the gorgeous Julia from Ceramics by Julia, who constantly inspires me because she's got exceptional hand building skills and always some really unusual makes. But I'm also going to sprinkle some magic dust onto the beautiful Sarah from Sarah Hallam Ceramics, the Stokey Potter. Now, she's only just started her YouTube journey this year, and she's grown so much already. It's a sheer delight to follow her journey. So check out Sarah and Julia's kiln openings to see where the magic lands next. Whew, I'm hot. Okay, let's get the last shelf off. And before I do, I better tell you about a dilemma. So what have I got down here? Oh, I know. Yeah, I've had a couple of dilemmas. I'll tell you about one of them when I get down there. But I've been doing some ugly jumpers, and I've also done some workshops, and on the back of the ugly jumpers, so they could write a message, they put the Paisley underglaze and they sgraffitoed a message in. I've then found out from the girls on our WhatsApp chat that there's been talk that the Paisley actually is sticking to the kiln shelves, even though it's an underglaze, because there's a flux component in there. So that's a problem, because I've got about 5 from this workshop that they've all carved beautifully in the back, and I don't want it to stick to the kiln shelves. So I was chatting to the girls and they suggested trying hanging them on rods. So I picked up some rods from Bath Potters, the metal ones, the 4mm, and I've also got some coming from Scarva, the ceramic, but I've just tried the rod from Bath Potters, which should slump. But I've hung one as a test vertically because I want to see as well if these underglazes run, because I've been told on a vertical surface, because of this flux in them, they could run. So I've done one as a test upright. And then the one I did as a little ornament for a member of the family, I've got underglaze on the back as well. So Lucy at West 2 Ceramics suggested getting some I can never say that, the wire, can't say it, and make my own little stilts. Now, I hadn't got any of the wire, but I'd got some ornament wire in little hooks. So I stuck that through some cookies and tried that. But then I had, who was it? There was a lady called Andrea who sent me a comment on my last video, which was when Lucy and I were chatting about this. Oh God, you've got to look at that video. It's hilarious. And she said, the ornament wire's not going to work. It's going to melt. Ask me how I know. So she's obviously had a problem. So I'm not expecting that to work. And that's the one that's more special to me. I can make more, but I want to see, have they collapsed? Let's have a look and see. Let's take the kiln shelf off. Okay, I've just took a photo and I'll insert that so you can see what I can see. So the rod, I just put in 2 props and sealed it. And I only did a short diameter with one hanging on it, and I can't see that it's slumped. We'll see if that's actually run. It doesn't look like the rod has slumped. Let's have a look. Well, that's worked well. Oh, it only just goes through these hooks. Let me see. Has it run? No, it hasn't run. Ooh, it hasn't run. That design hasn't run at all. Now, where's my notes? You can see I've been caught in the rain. I just had to run back to the house for my notes, and it's lovely and cool out there, but it's raining, so I got a bit wet. So on this one, I put 2 coats of zinc-free clear on it because I wanted to see, do I need 1 or 2 coats, and is it going to go milky? Now, I think that looks great. It's not run down, and it's kept it perfectly flat. So let's have a look at the one on stilts. Oh, stuck a little bit. Let me take that off. Okay. Okay, it's first of all slightly warped because it was on the stilts, so I think hanging is better. But this is a football strip that I've made of our local team that my husband and my son support, and I thought it was nice to continue it round. I didn't put a gloss on the back, but technically, if they were hanging, I couldn't I, on rods? But that is 1 coat of clear gloss, and that is 2 coats, and I can't see any difference. No cloudiness, nothing. So I could do 1 or 2 coats. That's nice. I like that. Oh, that's good. So I'm going to use my rods then to fire them, and I'll get them to put a clear gloss on the back as well. I'm not going to do that in future for all the ones I do for markets. They'll just be like this with a plain black, a plain back. But yeah, let's see what that looks like. Oh, my cone pack. Wow, this has got hot. That's my cone 7. Now, for my cones, that's the bottom of it here, right on the bottom. And for these cones, they need to go right down to the bottom. So for this to achieve a cone 7, that would have needed to get down here. So it's definitely hit a cone 6. It's not hit a cone 7. So I would say that's 6.5, which, to be honest, is a little bit hotter than I'd like, but I like the results. Now, I showed you in a previous kiln opening. Let's see how this has worked. Yes. Oh, I don't. Yes and no. So I've done these luminaires, and I'm going to put, look at that. I don't like that. This is River Birch, and I'm going to put gold luster on the stars, but I don't like that. Maybe it'll distract when I put the gold on the stars with bases in. And I was rushing when I was making these, and I didn't have time to be with them as they were drying. And even though I supported them in a specific way, they all popped open overnight. So I lost all the bottoms. But then I quite like some of the shapes they came out. So I've still continued to fire them. Now let me get these out. Oh, let me get my cookies off the bottom. Okay. So it's still turned out nice, but I haven't got a bottom in it. So you can still put a candle in there. That's still lovely. Very nice. Got another one like that. Let me just take the cookies off. I just literally sat them on little cookies because I didn't know this was going to run. I did step it back. I'm not too keen on how this river birch has run in certain places, but I like the creaminess of it. I think that'll be nice by the time, like when you see a couple of them together, they're quite nice. And then I had 3 that completely opened up and I went to throw them. Then I thought, actually, you know, like Yankee Candle little mini glass jars, you could pop those inside. So let me get it out to show you. Look at the shape. Nearly dropped that then. But if that was on your table, I think with a Yankee Candle glass jar in there, I think that could look very nice. So I've got 3 like this. I think they're actually, I don't know actually I prefer them like this. I don't know. But to try and actually get it into that position intentionally myself, that would have been hard. But they've popped open on their own. I like that. And I've got one more. Couldn't have done that if I tried, could I? So I will be popping a gold lustre firing on to put gold on these and on the Christmas trees with the stars, the baubles on the Christmas trees. But yeah, that's it. Told you it was short and sweet. I've got a big load full of bisque, so I'm going to have a few kiln loads coming out over the next couple of weeks, and I've actually got a couple of special visitors coming to see me as well on 2 different days, so there'll be 2 different videos coming out about my visitors. I'm not going to say yet who it is, but yeah, thank you as always for joining me. If you'd like to make sure you don't miss a video, I'd love it if you subscribe if you haven't already, and either way I would absolutely love if you could give me a like or drop me a comment down below. I love our pottery community and the way we all communicate with each other. It just makes my time in the studio so much more, I don't know, wholesome, fulfilled, and I don't feel alone in here, which is fantastic. So yeah, see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.